Good morning. Welcome to Modernizing IT in a Cloud-First World. I'm Rupert Whitehead. I'm from the Developer Relations team.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Tom Gray. I'm from the Solution Architecture team. Rupert and I are going to be your hosts for this live webinar.
Excellent. This is a global event running in America, Asia, and Australia. And each of these events have got their own hosts and they've got their own specialized content.
Yeah, so we've got 4.5 hours of really interesting sessions. We've got 21 different experts in to talk to you. And we're going to be talking across 3 different tracks. So we're going to talk about how do you migrate your applications from your existing systems into the cloud. We're going to talk about, once your systems are in the cloud, how do you modernize them? How do you really get the most out of the cloud? And thirdly, and really importantly as well, we're going to talk about training and how do you get the skills that you really need to be able to get the most out of the cloud.
You're going to be joining more than 45,000 other registered attendees from over 100 countries to watch 15 live sessions across 3 tracks. And we're going to have interviews with experts and specialists and customers and partners.
Cool. Yes, we've got sessions for everyone, whether you're starting out or whether you're already on your journey. And we're also taking live Q&A, so please do send in your questions if you've got them. We love live questions.
So I've got a first question, which is, how do I actually submit a question?
That is a splendid question, Rupert. Thank you. So let's explore the platform. So over on the left here, you'll see, I can't see them, but I'm sure you can. You'll see 3 icons. So the top one lets you watch what's going on. There's also the schedule. And then thirdly, there's the questions button as well.
So I see the question button. Presumably that's for asking questions. Thanks for everybody who's pre-submitted the questions, and do make sure you use that as you go through. And as you know, we do really value your feedback. So at the end of the session, make sure you keep an eye on that feedback and go from there as well. So we've got various tracks: migrate, modernize, and get trained. And I hope you enjoy them. Welcome back. So we're here to get started with our first interviewer, and our first interview is with Jordan Phillips, who's a channel specialist in EMEA for the Google Cloud team. So welcome, Jordan. Thanks for being here. Can you introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about what you're doing at Google?
Thank you. Firstly, really excited to be here. It's going to be a really interesting day. There's some sessions this morning and the afternoon that I'm really looking forward to. So to start off, my name is Jordan Phillips. I sit within our cloud staffing team here in Europe, and I'm a channel specialist. So what my team do is we will go out, actively engage in pretty open and informal conversations with the passive cloud community who aren't necessarily looking for the next opportunity. And we're doing this to really support the hyper growth that we're seeing from Google Cloud at the moment.
So you talk about hyper growth. What do you mean by hyper growth?
I mean, it's huge. Dare I say, from a recruitment point of view, it's even a little bit emotional. It's a bit scary. The sort of numbers we're talking here, and how many people we would love to bring in, it is on a scale that I've never seen before. And when you look at Diane Green and the impact she has had and the vision we have for Google Cloud and the aspirations we have by 2020, we really want to make a go of this. So that means we need to build and we need to grow our whole cloud business, not only here in Europe, but across the whole globe.
That sounds like a very big global opportunity.
Very much so.
Exciting. What types of roles are you actually recruiting for?
Good question. I mean, we're essentially a startup at the moment. We've got opportunities across the board, whether it is customer facing, getting involved with consulting and advising with our partners and clients about how they may plan and prepare for the future that is cloud, or it could be on the technical side, getting involved with the implementation, the design, actually being creative and working in and around innovation, or if it's a combination of the two. We really do have some interesting projects and lots of great things going on here. And a little plug for the team that I sit in, the channel specialist, engage with us. Have a conversation. If you're not sure where you fit within that broad scope of opportunity, let's have a chat. And whether or not we plan for talking now or in a year's time, or in 2 years' time. Google Cloud are going to be in this for the long run. So happy to start having these conversations.
That's great. So it sounds like you're not necessarily just waiting for the role to be here and then somebody to be an exact fit. It's looking for a really good fit for the candidate, and that might not be now, it might be a little bit more in the future
Definitely.
as well.
Very important to us.
Excellent. So what are you actually looking for in the people you're talking to here today?
So technology is at the heart. It's the knowledge and experience of how this market has evolved into the world that we now know as cloud. I think, but it's important when you grow at this scale, as a business, we need to keep our culture and the identity that is Google Cloud. But if there was anything that you could take away from me today, it would be these three things. And firstly, it is we are looking for people who can bring new perspectives, new ideas, new life experiences to our teams. Secondly, we want to build these teams around other big thinkers who are all very much keen and eager to take on this fresh challenge that is cloud for Google. Mm-hmm. And thirdly, if you're looking for a company that very much values your curiosity and your passion for the technology that brings you here today and that desire to learn, then we would love to connect with you. And that's us really saying, here we are, we'd love to engage.
Yeah, and I think passion for learning is so important, actually.
Always.
So how do people connect with us? How do they reach out and learn more about the opportunities that are out there?
Definitely. I would say visit our website. We have a whole section that is dedicated to cloud. You can have a play around with locations and focus and titles. I would also say there should be an email that pops up somewhere on the screen. Connect, talk to us. That is there as an option for you all to have that as a conversation with us and introduce yourself.
So what is it that, is there any advice you can give people who are going through this process themselves as they're applying to make it more of a worthwhile experience, a beneficial experience for them as well?
Definitely. I think Tom mentioned this morning about some of the interesting sessions we have later on around the training. It's important to look at new technologies, but follow what you really enjoy learning and wanting to be around. I think that's important for us. It's not just coming here to do a job at Google, it's coming here to do something that you love and want to be working on.
So following your passions is a really key part of that story. It's actually making sure that you can see that passion, you feel that passion, and actually when people find roles at Google, it's aligned with that passion.
100%.
Wow, so that's, yeah. What do you enjoy most about your role at Google?
I mean, I engage and I have conversations with lots of different types of individuals from really different backgrounds and different focus on technology. And it's, for me, I really enjoy hearing their story. You know, hearing from an individual that might have started their career off in the core network and now we're talking about AI algorithms and machine learning. It's that huge scope of change that has happened in their life, personally and within their careers, where it's taken them. I love hearing that and how that's evolved with them and their work. Yeah,
and I think it's really, it's an important part of that journey as you help them forwards. So let's actually look at what we've got coming up next, because it's a pretty packed schedule. We have a number of keynote speakers. So we have Diane Bryant, who's our Chief Operating Officer of Google Cloud, and also the former president of Intel's Data Center Group. And we also have Greg DeMichele here, who's our Director of Product and in the Google office of the CTO. So we're going to get some great insights from them. And we're also going to have Rex Davis here, who's the Global Head of Technology at dunnhumby. So we'll be getting some really interesting customer insights from him about what his perspective is on the market. And so with that, we've got a really good, strong series of events and sessions coming up. So I look forward to everybody joining us there. And so with that, I think we're just going to hand over for the keynotes. So thank you very much, and hope you enjoy them.